Welcome to the Wellness Pulse with Monica Stevens. From CPR to self-care, staying in rhythm with your well-being. Thanks for tuning in. Alright guys, we got you here at the CASS 2025 in Phoenix, Arizona. Are you enjoying yourselves?
Yeah, I just got here, but I've already seen lots of colleagues and lots of friends, so excited to visit the exhibitor booths and, get to hear about the new science and the new guidelines. Always a good time.
And for those of us who don't know you, go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Cheryl, and I'm the owner and CEO of CPR Choice. We're headquartered in Knoxville, and I'm also at this conference helping out HSI and working at their exhibitor booth.
Wonderful. And what about you, Vic?
Vic Segura, I'm from Albuquerque. I have my own CPR training company. We're a training site. Actually, we're looking at aligning with my colleague here. Other than that, I'm a driver. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. It's my first time here, so I'm hoping to learn some things. I just became an EMT last year, so I'm also trying to pick up some CUs. So hopefully I can get those.
I bet you can.
I know I can.
That's awesome.
So, I've got some of the MCR Medical crew here setting up. Are you guys at the CASS?
Are we what?
At the CASS.
Oh, yeah.
Are you super excited to be here?
Yes, very excited to be here.
What about you?
We are Camp MCR this year, and if you're going to be here, swing on by. We have some free swag, and you get to have an immersive experience with us.
I'm looking so forward to it.
Sorry.
All right, Julie, we're here at the CASS. Are you super excited to be here?
I am. I feel like this is the best place to be when you want to meet people who are like-minded and doing amazing things in the country.
That is awesome. Tell me more about Huddle for Hearts.
So Huddle for Hearts is a national initiative. We partner with athletes all across the United States and help use their platforms to raise awareness about cardiac arrest, educate their followers about CPR, AED importance, getting heart screenings, all that wonderful stuff. And we then work together to get AEDs into the community and also get CPR training provided for coaches and youth coordinaters. So we're really, using all of the athletes and students to just amplify the message and continue to save lives.
The founder of PRESTAN. Well, thank you, Elijah, and thank all of you for being here this week to help move the needle on cardiac arrest survival. I'm going to begin by showing you some beautiful images. Now, you probably haven't thought of community AED maps as beautiful, but you're at CASS. All right, we're at CASS, and these images are beautiful. They represent real commitment, and they're life-saving. Eugene, Oregon, congratulations on knowing where all your AEDs are located.
Here at the CASS.
Yeah.
Are you super excited?
Super excited. I haven't been to CASS since 2021, so it's great to be back. I'm really looking forward to all the networking and seeing old friends, meeting new ones. And then here at the Safe Life booth on the other side, we have some massage chairs. We'll have an espresso machine, so really looking forward to creating some sort of like Zen den in the chaos of the conference. So it should be a lot of fun.
A Zen den? I'm going to have to check that out.
Absolutely.
Registry. Together with the PulsePoint app, we'll make AED locations available to 911 for any community that chooses to engage with it. And why do we do this? Because this is the next frontier, right? It's one thing to put millions of AEDs out in these hotels and everywhere they are, but it's another thing to really make it.
When 911 is dialed in the state of New Hampshire, a caller reporting somebody unconscious, unresponsive, is informed of nearby AEDs. Just as we provide callers with CPR.
All right. Good morning, Miss Jennifer. How are
excited to be here?
I'm excited to be here. This is my first time attending.
Oh, mine too. Can you tell me a little bit more about the Kyle J. Taylor Foundation?
Sure. So the Kyle J. Taylor Foundation is in honor of my son Kyle, who passed away in February 2018 from cardiac arrest. And so we started our foundation to honor him by providing awareness of sudden cardiac arrest in youth. We do heart screenings, we do AED placement, and we do CPR and AED training.
Amazing. That is awesome.
Yeah.
What booth are you at?
We're not actually in a booth. Kyle's sister also works for DefibTech. So, hi.
A little bit about why you're here and why you're excited to be at the CASS.
Yeah, I am here with DefibTech. We manufacture AEDs and chest compression devices, and I'm super excited to be here. I love hearing from all the survivors. It's, that's our mission, is to increase survival rates from cardiac arrest. So getting to meet people that have actually survived it's a dream come true. It's my favorite thing in the world, so I'm excited.
The registry is integrated with the software already in use in dispatch centers. There's no extra screens, there's nothing new to learn, nothing new to purchase. AEDs are recommended by existing applications that are registered AEDs that are in neighborhoods. These are, this is what those 488 AEDs look like. They're in residential areas. Stephen Kennedy's here. In Pulse Point communities, NEAR can inform those with access to an AED, including device owners, school staff, building residents. I'm going to summarize what we're asking you to do. Make sure that your AEDs are in the National Registry so that they can be, please subscribe to AED needed alerts. And know the Pulse Point Foundation is always here to help. As the student, the caller visiting the museum doesn't know whether there's an AED. And in this case, the dispatcher doesn't know either. And that's
what worked, what didn't. And as we go through this, we're going to see, I think, some things that were tried, things that were believed in, things that were marketed, but had to be replaced by the next best thing.
And when we look through these, taking care of what the original resistance.
And we've come a long way, baby, haven't we?
We've come a long way.
Around. And we were also trying to figure out what involvement of other industries, of sports, of pit stop or pit crew, CPR. We started to learn more. But technology is not new to resuscitation. For many years, it would release ice, almost like an ice pack. And so we had cath labs, we had inotropes, we had ventilators, defibrillators, balloon pumps, mechanical heart support. We had no dearth of tools. And then there's been a plethora of technology focused not just on the heart, but now on the brain. Less invasive, more non-invasive, more predictive, readily available, an explosion of information.
What we're able to do today, and kids are doing it all over the place. They do a better job in many communities than we do as adults.
In 1990, we were convinced that ventilation was important, but we were faced with the AIDS crisis, HIV. And so it was very hard. We were struggling to get lay rescuers and even sometimes healthcare providers to give that breath of life. Mouth to mouth was in question, in danger. And so it forced us to think about infection. How common was it? How common was it not? And how it affected our guidelines and our recommendations for resuscitation. That balance of science with actual get or done. What are people going to do? And getting the citizen to act.
And we saw it again in COVID. So what we saw very, very prevalently in the 1990s with the fear of contracting infectious illness from patient attempted resuscitation really came back during COVID. But I'm going to argue that I think we were better at messaging to the community when we understood COVID and we understood what needed to be done and we knew the compressions were the important part. We could focus on.
In 2010, we were debating ABC, CAB, what's happening. What about hands-only CPR? Here we are in Phoenix.
So here we are, and how many of you are from, I know several of our colleagues are, but how many people are here in Phoenix, or here in the Phoenix metro area? Sorry, Arizona, state of Arizona. Raise your hand. So this state was the landmark.
The title of this talk is Phoenix Rising, right? Told us it wasn't the exact, that using the exact correct coming to life. So the concepts that are
here. So the question came up, how about cardiac receiving centers for STEMI, but what about cardiac arrest receiving centers? And some of what Vi and I are talking about is still in evolution. So I would say the jury's still out about how communities approach cardiac arrest receiving centers, and there's still a tremendous amount of variability out there. But people are working on trying to figure out what's appropriate.
And Richard even came up. He came to the Citizen CPR conference and issued a challenge. He gave a cash challenge to communities that would uptake PulsePoint in order to induce them to try to save lives using citizen aggregation. At the same time, internationally, the Helping Babies Breathe program was emerging.
All right, guys, we're all here in the exhibitor room. What are you guys doing?
We're just getting done setting up our booths.
All right, and you are, tell me who you are, Charlie.
I'm Charlie Morrison with MCR Medical, and we are the premier PRESTAN distributor in the U.S.
That's right, they are. I can second that. All right, everybody go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Jesse Resnick with PRESTAN, and very excited to be here.
Me too.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Hi, Ed File with PRESTAN.
Right,
Yeah.
Are you excited to be here?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Don't say no.
No, let's say no.
Are you excited to be
I am
here?
extremely overly excited, really.
I am totally excited to be here too, just in case you guys didn't know it.
And by the way, there's more. It leads us to today. If you look at our chain of survival today, it's a pretty robust chain. Remember and weld each of the links and put them together to create the strength. Much.
And also, I think we're thinking more about the size of the circles, the size of the links, and how important the citizen and the first responder chain is in the chain of survival. So tell us about
this. One of the simplest concepts, the sports analogy or reference to sports, was the pit crew approach to managing CPR. I'm just going to ask you, if your day job is in public safety medicine, EMS, raise your hand if you're doing pit crew approach to CPR right now. If it can impact on survival.
And our whole approach to training, low dose, high frequency, mastery learning, using contextual learning.
Thanks again for listening. If you or anyone you know needs to learn CPR, first aid, or a life-saving skill, please contact People's Choice CPR and Safety. From CPR to self-care, the Wellness Pulse is staying in rhythm with your well-being. I'm Monica Stevens. Take care.